Hello everybody and a warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us for the start of our second of the 4 shows we've got for you today. It is Masterclass and we are all things paper and scoring today. So hopefully a great show to help you make a variety of different construction projects, get those questions in as well, because Masterclass is all about helping you get the very best out of whatever it is we're concentrating on. So if you want to know more about different papers and cardstock, what is best to use for what kind of project, let us know. If you want to talk about tools, we can. If you want to talk about the different scoreboards, we can. All of those different things. Any requests you've got, any questions you've got, the earlier you get them in, the more likely we are able to answer those questions and do those requests for you. And across this show, actually, we've got some amazing deals for you. We've got a card and paper mega bundle. We've also got individuals as far as your 12 by 12 pads are concerned with up to 40% off, and we've got 3 for 2 deals as well over on the website. So have a little bit of a look, see what you are liking. There are loads of great deals there and loads of great paper pads. We are also in this show doing a 2 for 20 on various scoreboards. So think about your ScoreMaster, boxer boards, envelopers. The embossing boards that go with your Ultimate Pro are also in that particular deal. That is all there on the website for you. And of course, I know the excitement today is all about the brand new downloadable paper pads. We have brought back some of your favorite paper pads from years gone by, and they are now available in a downloadable format for you. Also, under the umbrella of the 3 for 2 on card and paper, and that is something that we are going to be chatting about over the course of this show, and also showing you there is a little poll going on as well over on the I'm a Crafter's companion page, which I'll tell you about in just a few moments time. And also I'll tell you why you need to comment on the show as well, because there might be a little prize up for grabs. But before all of that, let's say hello to the gentleman over the other side of the studio who is ready to take your questions, who is ready to take your requests, and if you don't fire any in, he's ready to do his own thing, aren't you, Craig?
Absolutely, yes. I've got an abundance of things that I can be showing you. And kind of like the premise of this show is what you can make with one sheet of 12 by 12 paper or cardstock. Some of the things you might need just the 2 sheets, some of them you need less than a sheet, but really overall the main thing is going to be what you can make project-wise from 1 sheet. So it could be your larger gift bags, your thinner gift bags, it could be your little baskets in here, it could be your little Notelet sets that we've got here, it could be your wedges, it could be your little memory books here, it could then be what we showed you last night in launch party, it could be all of these. But the key thing with these ones as well, Ben, what you can then do is you can adapt the measurements and you can do things like we've done this morning using your A4 downloadable pads. Now with these ones, what I am going to do within this show, predominantly they are going to be the 12 by 12 forum. Some of them, what I will do is off the back of doing the 12 by 12 project, I'll do another quick project, replicating what I've done, but in a smaller scale, using some of the downloadable papers that we kind of touched upon earlier and we will touch upon in this show. But that does not mean, as Ben said, not to get your questions in. If there is still something that you want to know, you want to ask, you want to see, let Ben know, he'll let me know, and we'll incorporate it all in the next couple of hours.
We certainly will. We've got Superstar Susie on the socials for the show. Superstar Susie! Already in is Betty Weaver saying hello from Idaho. Hello, Julie Palmer. Hello to Love to Create LC, who says good morning, Ben, Craig, team, and all. Hello. Melanie D says hello from Florida. Hello. Mr. Bean's here as well. Sarah says hello again, everyone, from a cool Tennessee morning. Hello. He's not doing it that time. Stephen says afternoon, Ben and Craig.
Hey, Stephen.
I knew he was going to do that.
Stephen.
Stephen. Mary Beth Dawes says, good morning from Minnesota. Karen Wells Sorrell is in Kentucky.
Hey, Karen.
Lynn Harvey says, hello again, Ben, Craig, the amazing CTV team, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone. Hi. Lynn, were you watching the last show when you found out that you won the unicorn stuff? Let me know. Janelle says, good morning from a wet western Washington state, jumping on for a little bit before I head off to work. And Rekha says, hello, Ben and Craig. I've just sent a few pictures. I made mugs in the break. Mugs? Mugs? Wild at heart, you say. Charlotte Clark says, good morning, Ben, Craig, crew, warehouse, and all our wonderful crafting community from Georgia. Sister P4 says, hello from Maryland to all happy crafters, Ben, Craig, and team. 2 things then. So there is another giveaway in the show. It is National Unicorn Day today. So here is the prize for this show. We have got the Unicorn 6x6 pad and also, what's that one? Oh, Unicorn, Born to be a Unicorn. Born to be a Unicorn stamp and die set. So that's basically yours. All you've got to do is comment in the show, ask a question, ask for a request, and we will ping that out to one of you towards the end of the show. And also, as I say, over on the I'm a Crafter's Companion page, something for you to have a look at a little bit later on, is a poll which says, if you could bring back any paper pad we've ever made, what would it be? Maybe you can chat to us about that in this show as well before you fill in the poll. We have put in some suggestions there for you, like rose gold, vintage butterfly, best of British, the peacock collection, say it with flowers, but you let us know in the comments. Oh, Craig is going to put his vote in.
The very, very first Nature Garden collection, the Peony collection.
The what collection?
Peony. Peony.
Oh, Peony.
Yeah, Peony collection.
When was that?
The very first one.
How many years ago, though?
Well, probably maybe around about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You would have to add that into the other box on the vote, though, because there's not one for that.
Is there not?
No. Maybe you can do that just whilst I go through the box. You can add that other, click other, and then add.
Where's that?
Huh?
Where's that?
I just never listen to what I say. The I'm a Crafter's Companion page.
Okay.
There's a vote, and you can go add other, then you go peony, and then see how many other people vote for that. I think currently in the lead is rose gold. Anyway, before Craig gets into it, get the questions in, please. And also, look at this. It is the Sara Signature My Special Papers box. $39.99 or $55.96. Now, talk about the downloads, which obviously bring back, you know, some amazing papers from years gone by. This is a box. Again, I'm not going to go through all of this. I'll tip all of them out just for ease of flicking through. This is a box which brings back 10 fantastic ranges from years gone by. 240 sheets, 24 single-sided sheets from each set, 12 designs, 2 sheets of each. And as I said, the way to look at this, for $39.99, it's like we are giving you 10 24 sheet paper pads for $3.99 a pop, which is incredible. And these paper pads include, and this is a really, really quick flick through, you've got the beautiful Bohemian collection from a couple of years ago, I want to say. There's 24 sheets of that. Also in this set, you have got the absolutely wonderful Enchanted Dreams, which goes back a little bit further. This is beautiful, actually. If you love things like the Majestic Unicorn, you've got all the unicorn imagery in there. You've got rainbows, the beautiful Hyde Ranger hot air balloon in there too. All of these uncoated papers as well. So if you want to stamp onto these, a texture onto these, you can. Lots of ability in a lot of these pads to be able to go 6x6 with these too. The third of the 10 collections, last year's biggest seller, which we all absolutely loved, is that beautiful Enchanted Ocean with all of the fantastic creatures under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Sorry. Then you've got your Floral Elegance, again, into last year. It's always this page here, we talked about this yesterday, that as soon as you see that, you go, ah yes, Floral Elegance, beautiful florals, lots of different designs on some really, really stunning colour palettes. Again, 24 sheets of that included. Then we move on to a beautiful fantastical Once Upon a Time. So this is all beautiful fairy castles, princes and princesses. Got a bit of a Swan Lake sort of hint and theme about this as well, but layer upon layer of beautiful designs within that set. Next up is your... I beg your pardon?
So I'm not interrupting you yet. Well, I am and I am.
It's the Rose Garden.
It's the Rose Garden. It's just some of these I'm actually going to need in my demo.
Oh, which
so
ones
I'm
do you
going
want?
to stay silent while
then
you
pick.
flick, and then I'll just take out the ones I need.
Well, do you need any of the ones I've already gone through?
I can't remember because I wasn't looking. I was too busy doing the actual question in the I'm a Crafter's Companion.
Have you done it?
I've done it.
Ah.
I've added it to the bottom, yeah.
Excellent. So Rose Garden. Do you need this?
Not that specific one. Not that one.
This one?
No.
This one?
Yep.
That one?
No, don't worry. I'll tell you. Yeah, don't worry, because I could be here all day.
Vintage butterflies run to now.
Okay,
Any of these that you like, or can I go through it
Can't
quite quickly?
remember. It's funny because
I'm not showing them all. That's the problem. I don't want you to miss out on.
Right. Okay. Well, give or take, because
Okay.
doesn't need to be
What
the
kind of thing are you
exact
looking
one.
for, sir?
12 by 12 paper.
Okay, well, I've got lots of that, sir, but what sort of design... Are you interested in butterflies? Because if not, I'll go through this quite quickly,
It's just really
sir.
just a variety that I've done my demos with.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
so
can I interest you in this beautiful piece of it? No, you want
not
that,
at the
sir?
moment,
What about
anyway.
something a little bit more sort of vintagey in the world of diaries, with the vintage
Yeah,
diary?
let's take...
Let me pick you a nice one from this collection.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of maybe something like this. That's quite a beautiful.
Give me that and another one from that range.
Okay, take that one there. There's one I think with like pocket watches on it. Oh, actually, I really like. Do you like that one?
Yeah, let's take
It
that one.
suits you, sir. Right, there we go. So that's your antique diary. Then we've got. How many more do you need?
Probably just a
Vintage lace.
couple more. Yeah, give me that one.
That one there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really like that vintage lace collection.
Okay. Ooh, I'd like to see you make
nice.
something out of that.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me give you that one. That's the vintage lace.
Fab.
And then do you want anything for the Wild at Heart as well?
Yes, I'm sure I do.
How many things are you making in this show? You know it's only 2 hours, right?
I know, but I've prepped lots, so I want to do loads. No, carry on.
Ooh. No.
Actually, yeah, let's go for that.
That one?
Yeah. The demo that I've done is just with the zebra print at the back, but that would be nice.
Ooh.
Give me it if you want and see what we can do with it.
Okay, how many have you got there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That would be £80, please.
Okay, doc. Just expense it to the company.
Excellent stuff, thank you. Very much indeed. There you go. So you're going to get, you're going to get all of those in your box, 240 sheets, and if I didn't say, you will also get your essential toolkit coming to you for absolutely nothing. That is free when you go for this collection. It's worth $19.99. So you can look at this one of two ways. You can either say, I'm getting 10 paper pads essentially for £3.99 or £5.59 a pop, or you can go, that's worth 20 quid on its own. So actually I'm paying pretty much £2 a pop for those pads. Whichever way you look at it, it is a brilliant deal. Snap it up whilst you can. I can see questions coming through, so whilst I kind of compute those, let's get over to Craig and I will fire those his way. He is going to be a busy boy over there. What are you starting with then?
Right, I'm going to start with that little memory Notelet set that I've been teasing you with. And I'm using, of course, the single-sided. I'm going to use this one here. All of the demos that I do, unless I tell you otherwise, are using the 12x12 sheets from that bundle that you've just shown here. What I'm also just thinking, so we're going to go and we're going to use this one here, but if you chop that down to the width of A4, you can run this through your printer and use our new digital downloads and print on the opposite side that you can see here. Yeah. Talk about that later on, but let's go in here and let's get started. And I'm going to use my ScoreMaster for this. Now, of course, our ScoreMaster isn't as wide for the 12x12. Does not matter. You can still come along and use your ScoreMaster here. So let's go in with our scoreboard. And what we're going to do to start with is we're going to score at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. As you can see, it might not be the width of your 12x12, but you've definitely got that depth there in the length. So 3 3/4. We're then going to go in at 4 inches, like so. And then what we're then going to do is we're then going to come along here to the 8-inch, but of course, as you can see, we don't have enough space to do 8 1/4. You can either flip it, or what I just do is I just line that up to the 4-inch mark, black mark that we've got on our pad or on our scoring board here. So let's just lift that up a little bit higher so I can line that one up. And then I'm going to score at 4 1/4. So essentially, if you're using your larger scoreboard, what that would be is 3 3/4, then 4 inches, then it would be 8 inches, and then 8 1/4. That's what you're going to be scoring at. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that on its side there, and then I'm going to score at 1 3/4. So score at 1 3/4, and then I'm going to come all the way down to 7 1/4, and then we're going to score. So once again, that was the way we had it beforehand. So we're going to turn it anti-clockwise, and then I'm going to then score at 1 3/4, 7 1/4, and then that will be our score lines done. So what I can then do is then I can then start to fold these. So let's fold them all to start with. So let's just follow along our score line.
We're getting a lot of scoreboard related questions, so I don't know whether or not you want to do like a scoreboard section at some point.
Probably, yeah.
You let me know when.
Kind of do it in a oneer.
In a oneer?
In a oneer, or like not all necessarily the questions all at once, but in little sections, do you think?
Yeah. Have you got them all over there? What's
that?
All the different scoreboards.
Questions as in the different scoreboards.
Yeah.
They will be within a certain array.
Okay.
I'll probably just answer the questions as the question comes.
Okay. Well, I'll wait till you've done this, and then I'll fire some questions at you. Then we'll do another, because I don't want people to miss out the measurements and stuff.
Well, that's it, exactly, yeah. Because I've got set measurements for set projects, and I know lots of people have been waiting for this show. So what I've done is gone in, started to score, even going in, of course, let's not forget in those double score lines that we've popped in. So we're just going to manipulate them with our fingers. So let's start off with our finger, and then what we can do is bring in our bone folder just afterwards. So let's go in and then fold all of these lines. And then there is some cut lines to do, but they really are quite simple. So we can do that next. So let's go in, fold all of our score lines into place, and then let's go in, give them a really good burnish. And as you can see, I'm folding inwards. I'm folding them in onto that blank side. Let's fold in, and then let's then burnish. And then this is going to be a really good one, but a really different one, depending on what papers that you use. So you're going to go bright and floral, or of course you can then go vintage, depending on which ones. So let's then open that one up again. So now that I've got it so that that kind of 1 3/4 mark is at the top there. So let's take my scissors. So what we're then going to do is this channel down here, we're going to then chop that out. So we're going to follow up our score line and cut, and then we're going to go up that side score line and then cut. I'm going to do the same on this side. So up that score line, cut, and then up that score line, and then cut. We're then going to go in with either our scissors, or of course you could go in with your craft knife. Let's just use my craft knife, and we're going to just nick that out. So we're going along that score line that runs along, and then we're going to come out within that one there. So that is how that's starting to look. Then what we're going to do is we are going to turn it around. Now this one, we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to cut down to that score line and cut down. This one, what we're going to do is we're going to cut down, and then we're going to take that out completely. Don't bin it though, because we're going to keep it. Of course, we've got that additional little score line. I'm just going to chop that off, and then we're going to go back into this one here. If I bring in my craft knife and take that one out, and this is now essentially your little pocketbook all done. There's only a few different cuts that we need to do.
Yeah.
So before we go any further, what I'm going to do is we've got our corner punches on the show. So I'm going to go in with our 3-corner punch. I'm then going to use one of them. So we're going to go in, and then we're going to punch. So let's just line that up and punch. Let's actually go for the bigger one. We're going to then punch, and then we're going to punch. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to keep folding it flat so that you can see each section. We're going to go in with that next one, and then we're going to punch. We're then going to go into that one, and we're just punching each of the corners, which of course you could then go in with the decorative corners if you want. This one is going to be folded up that way. So I'm going to punch this corner here. So we've got that nice corner one, and then for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm also then going to then just punch this corner one too. Let's actually just do them both for now, and then we can come in with our paper trimmer, or we can come along with our pencil and ruler and craft knife, and I'm going to, if I fold this middle section inwards, I'm going to measure roughly about 1 1/4. We don't have inch rulers in here. So I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to come down onto my glass mat here. And I'm going to come about 1 1/4. So that...
Do you want to borrow the ruler from my essential?
Oh, actually, I've got mine. Well reminded. Well reminded.
Thank you.
He says.
Borrow mine.
Oh yeah, I don't know where mine's is gone.
You can have this one. You owe me
borrow
£80
yours.
for the papers, that's 20, so we'll call it 100.
Thank you very much. Again, just expense it to the company.
Yeah.
So if I fold that one back up, so we've gone up 1 1/4 inches, and then we're going to come down 1 1/4 inches. And I'm going to do a little pencil mark just so that I know. And then for ease, what I'm going to do is let's join them just with the pencil. You're not going to see the pencil line, so do not worry. We're then going to go in with our scissors.
Yes.
So we're going to cut along that pencil line, as you can see just here. So what we're then going to do is keep both bits. So let's fold it back to the beginning again. And this is where your double pocket's going to come into play. So I'm going to then take my circle punch from our flower making punch set. And this is why I asked Emma if we could have all these punches on the show. So we are then, what we can do is we can then take this one here, and you can be more precise if you want. I'm just going to eyeball it, roughly about halfway, and I'm only coming about halfway up that circle. So we've got our little notch.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same within this one here. So I'm going to come roughly about halfway point and punch. So we can see then what we've then got is our pockets starting to come together. I'm going to come down a little bit further so we don't see any of those little white spaces. So you can kind of see where we're going with this one. Then what we're also going to do is then we're going to turn this around, and then this bit we're actually going to fold upwards, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fold back on itself. So we're then going to press that one down. So I'm going to re-show you that one again. So that's how it looks. So this bottom bit, what we're going to do is fold it back on itself, and then we're going to fold that down. And then on this bit here, what we can do is exactly the same. So let's take our circle punch, and I'm going roughly that halfway point. And then if I were to fold that back in, you can see now where the little notelet set's starting to come into play. So let's then start to assemble. So let's bring all of our little bits back in. So I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. So for this corner one, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to run my glue down the side. So let's add a little bit of glue. It could be your tape runner, could be your red liner tape. That's up to yourself. And then I'm just going to make sure that's aligned up to the side. So you can imagine if you're using double-sided, Ben, you're going to have that beautiful double-sided paper. When it comes to notelets and things like that, I do like that striking sharp whiteness on the inside. Personal preference, completely personal preference. It's up to you whether you want to, of course, have it double-sided, or of course, if you want to use the single-sided. And that one is now our side pocket all done. You can then, of course, come along with maybe little hook and loops if you want, but you could put little tickets in there, concert tickets in there, little notelets in there. That's up to you. We're then going to move into this middle one. So I'm going to come in with this loose piece first. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the glue down the side, along the bottom and up. So let's do the same. So come down with our glue, along the bottom, down the side, and then I'm going to align that in, and I'm coming down just so I don't see that white mark. If it doesn't bother you, then you can have this higher up. So once we've got that into play, we're then just going to set that in, and then let's press that one down. Of course, this is going to make it a shallower pocket. You could, if you want to make it a single pocket with two little slots, then just don't glue that bottom bit. So we can then press that down. And then this one, what we're doing is we're just going to add our glue up the side and up the side. We can then fold that one back over, press that one in. Now, before you assemble them, you can do inking around the edges. You could then add decorative ribbons if you want to. You've always got your options. So now what we've then got is we have got our first side pocket. We've got one pocket and then two pockets. So if I just bring this in so you can see, you've got your pocket here, and then you've got your pocket here. And then if we come in with this one, let's turn that back on itself. What we're going to do here is on this bit, let's take our tacky glue down the side and down the side, and then let's fold and press that upwards. Let's open this up, and then we're going to do the side and then along what will be the bottom, and then we're going to press that down like so. We're going to let that grab. I'm going to punch just the corner here finish it off. And then if I bring this back in, and then just neaten that up, little hook and loops, little magnet discs if you want to. And then for this one here, what I want to do is I just want to shorten it. So I'm just going to use my scissors. But if I use the smallest corner, and then on the opposite side, let's use the largest, and then the largest, and then the tiny little circle punch, also in that flower punch set. We can punch that in the middle. You've got your little tag. You could put ribbon in that through it if you want, and then that will also then just slot in there, and then now you've got your little pocketbook from one sheet of 12 by 12. So you can put your little tickets in there, you can put your little notes in there, you can go that way and that way if you want to. You've then got that spare set, you could do a mat and layer and write a little note in there if you want to. You could take a second sheet and add a separate pocket, or you could fold it in that way if you want to. You've still got additional ways, but from one sheet of 12 by 12. This one I've been showing is obviously also from the big box that you were showing a moment ago, done in the same way. But then if you bring in your double-sided, and this one being from the Vegas collection, look how it looks when it comes to that vintage Vegas. So you can see these pockets all exactly the same, but all done and all created in that exact same way for all either your little notelets or your little pockets for the memories, and that's how you can use them and create them from one single 12 by 12 sheet.
Laurie says, saving this show to do this project afterwards. I want to make several of these for people that I know will enjoy and appreciate them. Loving this, says Jane, going back to watch the measurements, and Rebecca says, I love the pocket book. Good morning from Jacob, who says, excited about the downloadables. Yeah, those are go on the website. They're also available in the 3 for 2 for you as well. And apparently, we tried some different cardstock on those as well, which we can look at in just a mo. CC paper pads are just the prettiest in the world, and this way they come out beautifully, says Babsy. Daisy Wrench says, I want to be able to score and fold. Store-bought bags and baskets are expensive and a bit boring. My folds rarely line up and I can't cut straight. My friends, though, say I failed kindergarten. I'm sure you didn't. Love this show, says Doreen, saving it. Great little project, says Lynn. So there's loads of questions coming through. As I say, I don't want to interrupt you when you're doing your demo, so shall I just fire a few now?
Yeah, do that.
Well, I'll just take them as I get them. So Sarah says, I have the Ultimate Pro and would like to make envelope boxes. Can this be done on the enveloper side of the US Ultimate? Can you make envelope boxes on the Ultimate, or do you need the envelope box?
So no, you would need the accurate board with the accurate instructions for that one to work.
Yeah.
To make envelopes and that with the Ultimate Pro, you are limited. It's like a nice little taster set of size of envelopes that you can do, but I think you can only do them with one little bit of depth, and that is it. You would then need the adequate envelope maker sets and boards to create all the different ones.
Julie's asking about the downloads once you've bought them. So I imagine you get an email, right, with the actual download on, and then once you've got that, you can then save it to your various, whether you want to save it to your computer or onto a memory stick. Yeah. And then you literally open it up on your computer and then print it out.
I would have thought so. I actually want to double check on that myself. Yeah, you'll get your confirmation email. I would have thought that the download would also stay on your account on the website.
Oh, so you can go back to it.
I am not 100% sure. That we do need to double check. But yeah, you can always refer back to your email. You said put it on a memory stick, save it to your laptop. Sam had a great idea earlier on in saying actually re-email it to yourself. Yeah. So you've always got it there. But if you're saving it, then you're going to be good. But it should. I would have thought it would have still been within your account, but we'll double check that.
I think a lot of places that do that, I've done that before with music tracks.
Yes.
Where you can download them. But then if I go back to the website where I get them from, they are all still there on the website. So if you do happen to delete it by accident, then you can obviously re-download it. Helen says, please can you ask Craig if the ScoreMaster, can be used with the Ultimate Pro? I think, does it fit in like the embossing boards do, I think is the question.
No, because that's your ScoreMaster, which is longer than your Ultimate Pro. We do have like your scoreboards where they slot in the Ultimate Pro. That's why they've got the little notches. But no, this isn't designed to then work in with the Ultimate Pro. This is kind of designed for the next stages up. So if you want to do your bigger projects, your longer projects, score your 12 by 12, then of course this is kind of like the next stepping stone when it comes to the scoring. So it will work side by side and hand by hand, but not in the form that it will sit and slot into your Ultimate Pro.
I don't know if you are planning on, but she's also asking to see the Ultimate Pro being used. I mean, if we're not doing that today, there are so many shows. If you go to YouTube...
Tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's In Beautiful Beginnings.
Is it right? In Beautiful Beginnings, it's also a new show tomorrow that I'm doing, Craft Together. It's 1 hour, and tomorrow is about the Ultimate Pro, where we will craft with it. Really, tomorrow is about going back to basics, but we'll have a look at In Beautiful Beginnings, and then, yeah, we'll be looking at it for an hour tomorrow.
Sister P4, I've never seen anyone do a demo with one of the embossing board images. Again, I guess that's something you'll be able to cover tomorrow, wouldn't it, alongside the Ultimate Pro?
Either Beautiful Beginnings or Craft Together tomorrow.
Do some more questions? There's loads. Helen, Ben, please ask Craig if the scoreboard that you said, the ScoreMaster, is that the same as the boxer board, i.e. different measurements on each side?
No, it's exactly the same, it's just longer. It's exactly the same. It's got inches on one side, 1/8 of an inch, centimetres on the other side. The one that you're referring to is essentially like A4 in size. That one, of course, well, it is rough. Well, it is. It's A4 in width, but it's longer. It's that 12-inch when it comes to the length of it. They are both exactly the same measurements, same grids, same capacity. The only difference is the ScoreMaster is longer, and what you're referring to will sit and slot into your Ultimate Pro.
What time's your Craft Together? Is that first thing?
No, it's later on. That's why I didn't give a time, because I can't remember.
Ah, you can't remember.
It's later on. It is. Let me just quickly go.
Because, as I say, I have not got that on my list.
1 o'clock tomorrow.
1 o'clock.
1 till 2.
So Wake Up Call, Craft Together, Sara Takeover, Sara Takeover.
Yeah. But
Sara
Takeover with me
with you later.
Yeah.
Craig and Ben take over. The Sara takeover. We take over the Sara takeover. When it comes to scoring tools, says Nadia Thompson, like the one on the Ultimate Pro, this is a good question. Is there a certain end to use for certain weight papers, or does it not matter? Because I know we have like different size heads to the tools, don't we? Scoring tools. So do you have a different size one for different types of paper or different weights of paper, or does it not really matter what you use?
So when it comes to, so this is the one that I use all the time, with the smaller ball end, with more of that rounded spatula end. If you are doing something with precise measurements, I always use this end because it's a very, very fine point. What you need to remember is the larger the circumference of that rounded ball tool, the larger that dip will be when you actually score it. So if you're wanting a really, really fine one, this edge is also good for your template library. Yeah. Once you go to score all of your pencil lines. But yeah, I always go in with that smaller ball end with, of course, that kind of rounded spatula tip at the top.
And one more question for now, then we'll have a quick break. Pat says, Craig, can you use anything heavier than a 180 GSM, or is 180 the best for your little booklets that you made?
You can use whatever you want. In actual fact, usually we say the heavier the better. I wouldn't go heavy, heavy, heavy with them. I would then, yeah, maybe round about your 200, 210, 220. But as you can see there, I've done the 180. But because it works as well, because what you need to keep in mind as well, because we're folding these back, folding it back. So really, that's, what's that, 360? 180 times 2, 360? Yeah. That's 360 GSM. That's 360 GSM. That's a little bit more because we folded that back. So always think about the way you're folding your cardstock. If you're using it loose, it's 180 GSM. But then if you're adding layers or you're folding back, that's then going to increase that GSM to make it thicker and sturdier. Things like that, I wouldn't think twice about doing 180, hence why I've done it 180.
Loads of great questions. That is the first batch all taken care of. That was nice and succinct. Lots of lovely comments coming through as well. Loads of people enjoying the sort of one-page demos that Craig's shown you there. When we come back, we will have a look at some more demos with Craig. Anything else that you want to see, then please do feel free to ask. But it's good to know, isn't it, tomorrow on that show between Wake Up Call and Sara's Takeover, Craig will be looking at the ultimate process. Anything to do with that. I know we have got it across on the shows today. Get ready to ask those questions tomorrow. We will have a break, so give you opportunity to get checked out. Don't forget, there are new deals just been added to the outlet sale on the website. Some 200 plus products, I should say, there right now. And of course, the new downloadable papers are there too. All part of the 3 for 2 on card and paper as well. So have a good look at that, and we'll come back in about 4 minutes' time.
Hi Crafty Peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time. But also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and you know Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So thank you, Sara, from the bottom of my heart for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work, and I love you. Bye.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, we got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great. Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Hello everybody. In Crafters World, my name's Holly Collie. I'd just like to tell everybody how much my mummy appreciates and loves Crafters TV. They've really helped her in the last couple of years when it's been a bit of a rough time. I know I'm the best dog in the world, but Crafters TV is the best company in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
That's just reminding me that, Craftimonial, we want videos, please, of your talented pets for Friday Night Live. So far, we've got a few. We've got a few that have come through on my page. Dog climbing a ladder, a bearded dragon. What's the bearded dragon doing? Licking, a cat in a hamster wheel, and a dog chasing its tail. top of my page on Facebook. You can send those in and we will play the very best out on Friday Night Live. Is Craig really starting at 4 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, says Sister P4? He is, and that's another show that Craig is doing tomorrow, which is At Home With, isn't it?
At home, yeah. So actually, just while that is being mentioned, because I know I had a couple of queries and that across on Facebook and that, it is time-wise orientated for the UK. 9 o'clock in the morning. So we completely understand that it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. But obviously we've got a big gap that we really want to fill within the morning. So that's why we're going to be doing that at home with, and tomorrow it's going to be with me. Always remember, is even as if you are not up at that early point of the morning, you can always come back and watch it whenever you want. It's going to be on the CTV Facebook page. It's also going to be on the CTV YouTube channel. So absolutely, yes, it's morning in the UK, which makes it really, really early in the morning for the US. But of course, our CTV shows, we go later into the day to cater for everyone. So yes, it's early in the morning for the UK, but you'll always be able to watch back. And tomorrow, I'm going to give you a little tease as to what me and Ben and Sarah have got coming up later on in the day, and we'll do a little bit of crafting as well.
Excellent stuff, so you'll be fully prepped and ready to go for those shows tomorrow. Greetings, says Deborah Spencer from Texas, being lazy this morning and lying in bed listening. And Kirsty D says, my favourite papers, Masquerade Bought and Enchanted Dreams, bought and downloaded. So happy now that I don't have to use extremely sparingly. And talking about those downloadable papers, we're going to have a look at those because a lot of people have been chatting about them. They are there on the website for you. They are the 3 for 2 as well, so if you want to mix and match those up with...
My mum's just sent me 2 videos of Clemmy.
Oh, sorry, I wonder what you were laughing at then.
Yeah.
Doing a trick?
Yeah, doing 2 tricks.
Can I have a look?
Yeah, of course you can. One of them is sitting while her treat's out. The other one is going and getting a hairbrush that she gets her... There's one of them, and I'll show you the papers. Yeah, so we've got our downloadable papers, but what we've done here is we've printed them on a selection. Now, this one here is just our white cardstock, but what I've then done is I've run it through. Isn't that cute? Isn't that
What, she gets her own hairbrush?
Yeah, she's got her own hairbrush, yeah, she gets brushed.
Well, and does she fetch that because she's been told to?
Mum, yeah, obviously I've got the volume down, but Mum has asked her to go and get the hairbrush, so she's gone and then she gets her coat brushed. So I'll send them to you, I'll show you the other one in a moment. How cute's that?
That is so cute. She likes having a coat brush.
She likes having a
coat. Look at her little face. Oh, there's another one just come through. Mum's just sent you another photo there.
Oh gosh, she's really good. She's really good. So I'll show you them all later on. We'll show you them on Friday. This is me. I've adapted the size because you can do that within your printer setting. You can change the size, make it smaller, make it taller, but wider. But just showing you, that's our white cardstock.
And it's still printed really nicely because my worry was going to be if you adapted it, like the image would distort a little bit, but it hasn't.
Not at all. Not at all. So that's our white cardstock. That is our white cardstock. We've then also got, look at that, and that paper is specifically that linen effect. This is smooth cardstock, but it gives you that look, so you still get that linen look because that is the way that the papers have been designed. So you can see that linen there. Again, look at the quality that you've got.
What pad is
and then going a couple more, there's that woodwork.
What paper pad was that one? With the ship on?
That one, is that the nautical? Sure, it was nautical.
Never seen that.
Yeah, nautical. Then we're going into Centura Pearl.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. So that's Centura Pearl. Then we're also going in Centura Pearl. Ben, this is just from our printer right outside there.
Yeah.
Just outside. Where we've got
and
just
I've got to
out
tell you,
there.
it's not the best printer in the world.
No, it's not, to be fair.
But look at how it's printed these papers.
Look at that one. We've got another one, Centura Pearl. And this is just our hint of silver. You could do your hint of gold. Craft. Look at that. That's just our craft card.
That's beautiful,
This
isn't
is just our craft card, printing through. Then this one here, I squealed like a mouse when Nicola showed me this one.
Squealed like a mouse.
I don't know if you can see it. This is our A4 linen cardstock that we've got on the website. So this is the linen cardstock, and we've printed. But look at all that watermark. That is in the design.
Yeah.
The team have enhanced, and that is the textured linen cardstock. And then this one, look at that. How cool is that one there. Isn't that fab? I mean, look at the orange tones, look at the teal tones, but look at this.
Wow.
Copier paper.
Copier paper. This is like a game changer now, isn't it? Download and print it onto whatever you want to print it onto.
It absolutely is, because printable acetate, tick, your vellums, tick, and I said earlier on, it doesn't really even have to be printable vellums, as long as it's like a clearish vellum for you to print onto. Tick, you can, and reiterating again where I said that within the settings of your printer, you can make it smaller, you can adjust the sizes if you want to. If you are fortunate enough to have a larger printer, you can then of course upscale it if you want. When it comes to certainly like your thicker card, if you've got one of those printers, you know, Ben, that the cardstock goes in and then turns all the way around, you might just have to give it a little bit of help. But what you will find, like our printer out there, the same as mine, if you've got that printer, the paper that sits at the back and then comes along, absolutely fine, no problem. So that's our white 300 GSM, that's our Centura Pearl 310 GSM, that's our linen cardstock. It'll go onto your hammered cardstock. That is our craft cardstock that we've got. This is all going to be saved in your computer for you to then print time and time and time again till your heart's content. And as long as you are making something, physically making, these are still under our standard Angel policy, which means you can make and sell. So print, make something with them, and then you can sell them.
My goodness, it really is a game changer, this. And also, do join in the conversation on the I'm a Crafter's Companion page on potentially which pad you'd like to see next, because I suppose now we've done a few, there's nothing to stop us from adding more. You know, if you really do love the ability to be able to download them and have them on your computer, have them on a memory stick, then, you know, let us know, because I really do feel like this is a game changer. Kathy Benoit Rayland is saying, I teach teabag folding at a local community college, so I'm so excited to have digital downloads that I can print on a heavy printer paper to make rosettes. Spread the word, everybody. Tell your friends about us. The deals are incredible. 3 for 2, of course, on papers across the website today, card and paper. There's basically tons of options for you, and I'll go through these sort of fairly quickly, but there is a mega bundle available for you, which is on your screen right now. So all of the pads I'm about to show you here, you can get for £40 or $56. If you like any of these individually, of course you can buy them individually. And I think all of these as well are on that 3 for 2 on the website for you. So the Valentine Shades pads has got 24 sheets in here with that beautiful pearlescent finish in your 4 different colours. I think the one that everybody loves the most in this particular pad is the last sheet with the beautiful red, which has got that sort of glitter, really kind of subtle glitter finish to it. It's really hard to get it to catch. There you go, on the cameras here. So you've got that beautiful finish. We did it on the overhead earlier. That's how it worked. Did we? Well, I don't know. Well, we're doing it now. Look at that. There you go, you see. Getting 24 sheets in that particular pad. Alongside that, these are the ones that you pay for within the bundle. You've got your beautiful Harvest Time plaid, 36 single-sided sheets in here. So you're getting 12 designs, 3 sheets of each, and all of these beautiful Harvest Time colours, beautiful greens and reds, and there's oranges in there as well. That's your second pad that you are receiving as part of this bundle. And the third pad that you get that you'll be paying for is this one, which is your vintage scrapbook, one of my absolute faves. 24 sheets in here, double-sided as well. Love this. Plenty of beautiful script in here and stamps. You've got the little tickets. You've got that really beautiful kind of aged and distressed look to this, with the tea stains on the papers. The little kind of tear-away tickets in there too. And once again, this is double-sided for you too, so you've got plenty of choice when it comes to the designs that you want to be able to use. That's where you stop paying. And then the next 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to be getting for absolutely nothing within this set. First of all, And I believe this was one of the most popular individually earlier on, probably still is now. The Wildflowers and the Violet Studio collection. So once again in here, you've got these beautiful papers, plenty of snippability here. I love the fact that we've given you all of these different florals and giving you the names on those as well. So from your foxgloves to your buttercups and lavenders, all of these beautiful ditzy florals in here as well. And designs just something you're going to absolutely love. No wonder this has been flying out of the door individually. As I say, if you love this as a pad on its own, you can decide to get this on the 3 for 2 if you so wish. It is free within this bundle. Alongside that, for free, you are also going to receive the Royal Jungle. The Royal Jungle with your beautiful kind of jungle one side, safari the other. 24 sheets in total you're going to be getting here. One of our most popular pads of the year so far. That's free within the bundle. Also within this bundle, all of this for 40 quid, don't forget. You're going to get the Violet Studio Circus collection. This is 36 single-sided sheets across this set, 12 designs, 3 sheets of each. And again, take a look at all these great designs. Obviously, lots of circus themed, but lots of just patterns in here as well that you can use for all sorts of different occasions. 12 designs. Again, snippability here. Make your 6x6 projects with this paper. And all of that is included in there for absolutely nothing. And then the last pad you're going to receive in this bundle is the Lovebirds. And again here, 12 designs, 24 sheets, 2 sheets of each you're going to be receiving here. And all of this, as I say, is yours for just £40 or 56 bucks. It is a bargain. I mean, how many pages is that in total there? 36, adding your 24, that is 60. Then you've got another 24, that's 84. Then you've got 36, 120, 24, 144, 36, 180, 204 sheets you're going to be getting in there for £40 or 56 bucks. 204 sheets in total. But as I've said, you can go individually on these, you can get these on the 3 for 2, it's entirely up to you. But if you love all of those pads in one fell swoop, you can get those for that price of £40 or $56. This is beyond game changing. Going back to the downloadables, says Hadassah. I just got a new printer and the downloadable papers are a must. Yes, that is what you call timing, isn't it? So thrilled for the release of the printable download, says Lakieta. Cannot wait until there is more. And I've certainly sounded the alarm for the downloadable papers, says Amelie. I cannot believe CC has done it. Yeet. Amelie yeeted. Yeet. This girl is happy. Yeet. And Anne asks a question. What is hammered cardstock? Well, that is cardstock that has been out on the town. No, it's not. Craig, what is hammered cardstock?
Hammered cardstock is a little bit more textured than linen cardstock. It's actually, it's like, it looks a little bit like watercolour card, but a bit more textured, essentially. That's what it is. So, yes, it's another form or another style that runs alongside the linen card. Now, whilst I was just going through that deal for you there,
Craig was rushing out and about in the corridors. He was up and down, running down, and I heard Nicola go, that is a great idea. I don't know what he's been up to, so let's find out. Oh! What are you doing over there, actually? Is that another pop-up box I see?
Yeah, so we'll do another demo just in a moment with the 12 by 12. But I thought, remember last night how we made the pop-up box?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we made that pop-up box. So what I've just quickly done here is I've taken one of our Centura Pearl cardstock and created another one.
Oh, yeah.
With the download papers.
Nice.
So think of all of your A4 projects in the template library now with, as you can see, the sheen from that Centura. And just to show you as well, it's your Centura Pearl.
Yeah.
But that's the one that we printed and I showed you earlier on. Now, this I would definitely print double-sided, print it out, run it through again, so that you've then got them double-sided. But at this point now, you've either got the option of whether you want the pattern to be on the outside, and then of course at this point it's going to be, that's the back, Craig, so don't bend that. You're going to have the white over the top, but then you've got your mats and layers. Or of course you could form it the other way. So you've got your white on the inside, and then those tabs, when you fold them back, are going to have the pattern on them. But either way, what you can now do is you can take all of these downloads and print them on our white card, print them on our Centura Pearl, whatever it is that you like, and then bring in our template library. And of course, some of them you do need a little bit larger card than A4, but if you are fortunate enough to have an A3 printer, then of course you could print them out on A3. But as you guys know, most of the projects run within A4 size, and even coming in with those little bands in the middle, we're now going to be able to print and print and print. Now this bin, this you could sell. This you could sell because you physically made it. So this is absolutely fine. So if I go in with this other one here, and then even if you didn't want to double side, what you can do is you can do exactly what I done last night with all of my pink and white layers, like these ones here. Just add mats and layers. But then there we go. So there's pop-up box that I've just quickly done there a moment ago. Whereas you can then have the papers on the outside, or you could have it white on the outside. It's up to yourself. But there we go. And that, once again, is from one of our brand new downloadable papers, printed on Centura Pearl from an inexpensive temperamental printer that's just out there. And the reason I say that is because I want to kind of verbalise the fact that it's not an all singing and dancing one that we've got out there, and you've still got the most incredible quality.
It's a printer that on its best days cannot print out the information that we have for the shows. And it goes like this. That is literally our printer.
That sounds so like it as well.
Thank you. So it goes to show that, as Craig said, you don't need to go out and buy a £300 printer to get, you know, these beautiful papers printed out. And do have a look as well at all the different collections. It was interesting actually earlier, Nicola was telling me the aged paper pad, which is one of the downloadables, is the most popular download over in the States. The most popular here in the UK, the Mediterranean collection. What does that say about the difference between our US and UK viewers? But there's the Bohemian there. Have a good look through. I'm just quickly spinning through here. The Cosmic collection you can download. Enchanted Ocean is there. Fairy Glade, Garden collection, Hydrangea collection is there. There's loads. The Kingfisher collection, Masquerade Ball is there. Myths and Legends, Nautical collection. I must have missed that one, or just kind of escaped my mind, because I saw that one with the ship on and it looked beautiful. The beach scene one was also from there, but you've got Paris, again, another one of our sort of vintage collections, if you like. Pets Rule is there, Scent with Love, Summer Blooms, Thankful and Blessed, Vintage Diary, Wild at Heart, Vintage Vegas. There's loads. There are loads and loads and loads. So do have a look, have a good look through, all part of the 3 for 2 as well. And the brilliant thing is, once you've downloaded it, you have it, and then you can just print it ad nauseum. Just print and print and print and print and print forever and ever and ever. It's just such a brilliant idea. Great demonstrations. Thank you, Craig, says Carol G. And loads of you just saying that you've taken advantage of the deals on the papers and indeed the downloadables. We're halfway through the show exactly, so Craig is at the ready with his scoreboard.
Yes.
Any more comments, any more questions, anything you want to see particularly, then please fire those through. As we said, if it's anything sort of to do with the Ultimate Pro, we're going to roll those kind of requests over to Craig tomorrow for his early show. And again, if you can't get up to watch that, you know that he's doing it tomorrow morning, so you can come back and watch that that show there. Oh, hang on a minute. That's the tomorrow afternoon show.
Yes, so tomorrow morning, I'll be live at home,
confused here,
where I'm giving you a preview of what's coming up throughout the day. Then later on, 1 o'clock UK time. So essentially, straight after Wake Up Call, I'll be in the next studio with Craft Together, where Susie's already started to send me through the questions that have been asked in this show regarding the Ultimate Pro. I will cover tomorrow at 1 o'clock UK time.
8 a.m. then, isn't it?
Yes.
Eastern.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1.
5 a.m. Pacific.
Yep.
So many new shows, literally, and it'll probably change again the week after, so we'll try and keep on top of it. Right. What are you going to show us next?
Right, what about this cute, tall gift box that you can see here? And that one we're going to be using with our Under the Sea, Enchanted Dreams. So that one there is from the My Special papers, and also one single sheet. So let's go in, and I'm still just going to be using my ScoreMaster here. So we're going to go in from the side 2 3/4. So let's go 2 3/4. We're then going to go 5.5 inches. So 5.5. We're then going to go 8 1/4. Now, as we can just see here, I've not quite got that 8 1/4 mark. So what I'm going to do is let's fold these two lines just now, and let's just find our score. Like, that's the only thing with pattern papers, is the fact that sometimes the score line gets lost. So all that we just need to do is just enhance it that little bit more. So there we go. So I'll recap those measurements again before I move on. So let's then fold these ones over. So the reason I've done that is because, as I said, we don't have any more space on our ScoreMaster. So we've gone in and we've done 2 3/4, 5.5. I then need to do 8 1/4, then 11 inches, but I'm out of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift that up, and then I'm going to go right to the side, in at the side there. And because I know all the panels are the same width, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do that again. So let's do 2 3/4 in there, and then we're going to go in at 5.5 here. So that now is going to be giving us our 4 panels. So let's fold those ones as well. Sometimes it is easier to fold in on itself, where you can see the score lines on the white paper before we then fold it back, so we can then have the pattern on the outside. So let's do that. So let's fold that one as well, all the way along, that one all the way along. So the actual true measurements, if you're using a large scoreboard, you're then going to then score at the first line, where you're going to be at the left-hand side, 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, then 11 inches. You're going to be left with a little glue tab. Whatever the bottom is, so this is going to be the bottom, let's turn that around, and then we're going to then score at 2 3/4. So let's go 2 3/4. And then the top up here, that's going to be 3/4 of an inch. So let's go 3/4 of an inch here, and then that's our score lines done.
Yeah.
What we can then take is our scissors. So what we're going to do is here, I'm going to cut out that little rectangle and chop it out. While I'm also here is let's just go at a little angle. Then we're going to go up to the top here, and I'm going to chop that out here. And while we're here, let's just go at an angle. And then along the bottom, what I'm going to then do is I'm just going to cut up those score lines until we run parallel. So let's go up there, and then let's run up there. And then as we start, this one we're going to fold back on itself. That's going to give us that white strip along the top there. And then let's just enhance them again. Fold them ones in, fold them ones in with our glue tab, which is then going to start to come together like so. So let's then take our tape runner. So I'm going to add my tape down the side, and then we can then just fold that in, and then let's just cross that over so it meets in at the side, meets up, and then we can then press that down. So we're just going to press that down, lay that flat, give that a good press. And then what we don't really need to worry about is a strong, stable base, because there's 180, 180, 180, 180. So you've got a really strong base for
720.
your box. 720 GSM. So what we're going to do is let's fold those ones in and fold that one in, and then we're going to interlock. So I'm just going to use my tacky glue because I find it easier for this. So let's fold one of them in, and then let's just add our tacky glue. And then I'm going to fold that one in, and then I'm just going to add my tacky glue. We're going to fold that one. And don't worry about them meeting up perfectly just yet. The great thing with the tacky glue is we've got movability. I'm then just going to then fold that one in on itself. What I can then do is let's press that down, and then let's go in with something like a long tin, and we can then press all the way down, adding that pressure so that the base of our box is stuck nicely. Now, if you wanted to, you could do a score line down each side. I haven't been. What I've been doing is just doing it myself, Ben. So as we then start to pinch, like so.
Yeah.
And then as you can see, if I just then press that in, you've got your little gift bag. And as I was saying earlier on, this is when this punch has been so good.
Very handy.
So I'm going to, let's just be a little bit precise here. So if I use my inched ruler, so if I go in here, let's just roughly do 1 inch, and let's do the same here. Actually, no, let's do 1/2 inch. So it's a little bit further apart. So we can then go in with our hole punch. So let's take that. I always like to take the base off. And then I'm just going to match up that little pencil dot and punch. I'm then going to do the same on this side here. And then I'm going to then punch. And then the great thing is, what I could just do is gently press. And then, so I've got it in the exact same position. Let's do dot, and then let's do dot. So we can then take my hole punch, and I'm just going to line that up, press, and then press. But what you will see is if I was to fold that back together, we've got those intersections that are kind of blocking it.
Yeah.
So what we then could do is if I take my pokey tool, and we've got our stamping mat, I'm going to align that up, and then if I press down and press down, what I can then do is I've got the holes in that perfect position, so I can go punch, I can then go punch, do that on these sides, and at first they look like they're in the wrong place compared to the side, but as you start to pinch them together, look at that, they're in the exact same space for you to then run yourself, okay, a little bit wonk, but put your ribbon through it, and that is how you're going to get all those holes in that perfect position, also from one 12 by 12 pad. And if you adapt the measurements, you can make it smaller as well.
Just some brilliant concepts here, and loads of people just really enjoying the craft. And again, people saying that they're going to be trying this later on, making all these different bags, trying these different things with the downloads. Keep the questions coming. I know we've got another question about the ScoreMaster, but Ruth says, hi all, awesome that there are digital papers now. Put a few of these on my wish list for later. Catherine Bennett says, hi from the sunny Staffordshire moorlands, and Lakieta says, I can't wait to try these projects. Craig is doing amazing today. He does amazing every day.
Thank you.
Amazing is his middle name. Craig Donald Amazing Laird.
Stop it.
It's true. Questions, please. Fire them in. I will start off with this one from Catherine. If we don't get any more after this, we will have a little break. But Catherine is saying, can you explain how the box base, box lid thing works on the ScoreMaster, please?
Yes, of course I can. Tell you what, when we come back from this break, that I will do and can do, and I'll do it with one of the downloadable papers.
Ah, well, there you go. We'll do that when we come back. I think we're up to date as far as the questions are concerned, because I did that massive question and answer a little bit further back, and then Craig is obviously going to tackle all of your questions on the Ultimate Pro in that show tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We're up to speed. I tell you what, so we'll take a little break. If you think of any questions in the meantime, you can fire those through and then we will answer them the other side of this break. But if not, we will, Catherine, show you how to get the very best out of your scoreboard with the box-based box lid thing. And yeah, any other requests you want to fire in? When we come back, we'll have about 40 minutes left. So requests and questions, please, and we'll see you the other side of this break. Don't forget to grab those deals on the website. Get your downloadable pads. They are there now. You'll see them on the homepage. So grab yours, and we'll meet you back here in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
Right, guys, now we've been getting a lot of love from everybody since the start of the new year, but I just feel like there is even more we could give our viewers.
But we already give them entertaining shows, amazing offers, brilliant demos and in-depth craft-alongs. What more can we do?
Yes, but I still think we could give them more.
For Sara, we're already live 3 shows a day, 5 days a week. I mean, what else are you thinking?
You're right. It looks like we might have to make it Saturdays.
That's right, join me over the next few Saturdays as we sit down, chat, craft and create live from the studio, giving you even more opportunities to watch and join in.
Want to catch some amazing deals at the weekend? Make it Saturday.
Want your chance to win some amazing prizes? Make it Saturday.
To virtually join us live and show us your makes? Make it Saturday.
Want to have a chance for us to solve your craft problems in our crafty clinic? Make it Saturday. Want to vote for your favourite demo of the week? Make it Saturday.
So don't miss out on our brand new show, Make It Saturday, where the weekend comes to life.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community. I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends. And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials. Be it on CTV, Facebook, or YouTube, everyone is so supportive and I've learned so much. Most of all is the good times and lots of laughs, which have gotten me through some tough days. So lots of love, my crafty friends, and to the CC team. Thank you and keep up the good work.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, briars, misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, Julia and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and tri-blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue, applicators, envelopes, creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard. Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tech tape pin brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam. Outline markers, DVDs, felt quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft asphalt press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, gear of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate First Compendium, Sara signature collections, and don't forget discovery kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Wow, digital paper, Floribunda, Nautical and Regency duly purchased. Yay, says Hilary. It's 3 for 2, of course, so there's your 3 for 2. Make It Saturday is my retirement home group's favourite show, says Sadassa. Well, there you go. That's cute on a Saturday. Brilliant demo, says Julie. Craig's on this Saturday as well, so it will be even more their favourite show. Craig is taking over for one weekend only. We had the question, didn't we, which we're going to sort out now. Is there a time limit or an ongoing availability to purchase a download paper? Not that I know of, Cindy. They are there for as long as you want them to be there, as far as I know. We haven't heard anything. So if I do hear anything, I will let you know.
The good thing is, technically, this is when I get my fingers wrapped, technically they can't go out of stock, can they?
No. Because it's just a file, isn't it?
It's just a
that
file.
You're downloading. Yeah.
This is when they go out of stock.
We've only set the computer up to allow it 200 downloads.
No, they can't go out of stock.
No. You watched that.
No, I've just put my foot in it now. Craig said.
Helen says, that is it. I've just bought the Showstopper, Punches and ScoreMaster. Well done. Done for this month now. A request for your YouTube channel, Craig, as well here.
Bless
Robin.
you. Thank you very much. Yes, so it's Craig Laird CC.
Okay.
So it's pretty much just, all, like when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, all of us, it's our full name with CC at the end. That's the same for YouTube. I've not actually posted in for about a week because it's been very, very busy. Just to, and there was a question the other week, something about it. It is full-on dedicated crafter's companion.
Yeah.
That is it. I do use sticks too. We're all friends, companies are friends. But yeah, it's solely, I'm crafter's companion. It's using old, it's using new. What a lot of you guys love to do is use old and new. You love to see old stuff. All done in my own time, and therefore it goes out unedited. So what I film, so Ben, my doorbell has gone, my phone has gone, the ice cream van has gone past. So when I say it's not edited out, it is not edited. What happens is what you guys see.
Anyway, the request that was asked for wasn't the name of your YouTube. The request was, would you... She wasn't asking for if you want to see the video.
There you go. A nice little plug for myself then.
Would you one day go over the colour wheel on your YouTube channel, please, says Robin.
Well, to do that, I'd have to explain my YouTube channel, so we're fine there. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we could do. I think I've actually got one.
Have you?
In the house, yeah.
Oh, I thought you've already done a video.
No. I like that idea, yeah.
And Julie's question is, this is going on to what you're going to show now, making boxes with the scoreboard. So she says, when making boxes, I use the lid side and the base side, but it's always hard to get them to fit. Any ideas what I'm doing wrong? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what you are doing wrong.
I'm going to say, for them not to fit, I'm going to say your cardstock's the wrong size.
Right.
Or you're doing both the lid and the base on the exact same side.
That would be easy to do. Like, I can imagine that is something that I would do, is like do it and then like flip it and then do it on the same side.
Yeah, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
So what I've done here is I've taken one of our printed downloadables, but as you can see, this is the one that I done my double-sided. So printed it out, turned it around, run it through. So you can either print out the same image or you could choose a different image if you want. But I've already chopped it down to 5.5 by 7.5. And then for the base, also the same. This point here, base and lid, the measurement's exactly the same, Ben. I know sometimes older scoreboards with other companies in the past, you would then make the base cardstock a little bit smaller and all that. Don't need to worry about that. The lid and the base, the cardstock is exactly the same size. And if you want to, you can make the base out of that too, no problem at all. I tend to go pretty on the lid and then kind of simplistic on the base. So, ScoreMaster, I always like to use the inches, but it's the same inches and centimetres. Always hard to see on screen. But right down at the bottom, we've got a little arrow that points to this left-hand side and it says box lid. I'm not sure if it's going to quite come up, just at my fingernail there. It does say box lid. Thank you, Sam's going all the way. He's getting there. There we go. You can, there you are.
Ah, yes.
Box lid. And while Sam stays there, I'm going to go like that to make it easier for him.
Box base.
And then on that side, it says box base. So these two are key. Box base, points to the right-hand side. Box lid is pointing to the left-hand side. So that's what you need to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to the measurements at the top that we'll see in a moment, the measurements, they are true measurement sizes. The measurements at the bottom, they have been adapted. So if you were to use it as a measuring guide, go with the measurements at the top, not at the bottom. So what I mean by that, so measurements along the top, that is true. All the way to 8 inches, true measurements. The measurements along the bottom, they're not true. So don't ever use that as a measuring guide as such, because that's to take into account the base. So, box lid, let's take our cardstock for our box lid. I'm going to go and let's do a 1 inch depth. So I'm going to score at 1 inch. So score lightly and then a few times. Button up to that left-hand side where that arrow pointed to box lid, turning it all the way round into that 1 inch mark again, turning round into that 1 inch mark. So that is my measurements for my box lid. What we're then going to do is we're going to take our cardstock for the box base and we're going to go up to the right hand side here. We're also then going to score at 1 inch. Remember, this isn't exactly true measurement. This makes it a little bit smaller for the lid to fit. Now, Ben, I find it really, really hard to score upwards. It's just, I don't know why.
Well, the natural action is to go down.
To come down,
yeah, up.
So as long as your card is in place and as long as you're scoring the right point, what I do is just turn my scoreboard around and then I score at the 1 inch mark. So we're going 1 inch. Now, whatever score mark you're scoring for your lid has to be the same for your base, for it to fit, of course. So that now is the measurement for my base. So let's then fold, fold, fold in all of these lines. And yes, I've done it at 1 inch, but that could be ½ an inch, 3/4 of an inch. It could be 3 inches if it's large cardstock. So that's all our score lines. And then what we'll do, let's do it on the white because it's easier to show. We're going to snip up that first score line, and then we're just going to take a little notch out there. Some people will then kind of mirror that. And go that way, which you can do. No, that's a right way of doing it. Me personally, I always just go clockwise. So I'll go that way. Both ways work. No way is right and no way is wrong. Well, they're both right. They both will work. So if you see someone doing it that way and then you see me doing it clockwise, doesn't matter.
Just as long as you can maneuver that flap, isn't it?
Exactly. And then we're going to do the same on the lid, and the reason I've done the base to start with, it was easier to see the score lines. So as long as your cardstock for the lid and the base is exactly the same size, and your lid you're scoring on the box lid side, and then your base you're scoring on the box base side, you're going to be absolutely fine. It is going to work. So either, who was it, sorry Ben, that asked the question?
Julie.
Julie. So either, Julie, you're thinking old school and your cardstock for your base is a different size, or you are, and we have all done it, we've scored our cardstock both on either the left side or the right side. But let's then work our way, press all the way in, use your tape runner, use your red liner tape at home. I always use my tacky glue, it's just my preferred method. There's our base, and then we're going to come along. I mean, even just as I'm forming this, Ben, I have to keep reminding myself that I'm saying myself, for this one, Nick just printed out just before we went live.
On our rubbish printer.
Our rubbish printer. Look at the quality.
Yeah.
And we've done it double-sided.
Yeah.
Isn't it great? And then we can then come along, and then there we go. There is our base and our lid and our box done with the ScoreMaster and done with our digital printable papers that we then done double-sided as well. Brilliant.
And this is the thing as well. I love the fact, you know, if once you print these out, you can then choose what design you then have on the reverse. So for something like a box that you're making there, whether it is the inside of the box or the lid for the top of the box, you can choose what you have on the reverse, which again makes it like even more versatile than papers you get in a paper pad, doesn't it?
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just about the options and flexibility, isn't it? It really, really is being able to do that.
If you want to get the ScoreMaster scoreboard, details are on your screen right there. We have got a 2 for 20 as well across the scoreboard, the boxer board. The enveloper is in there, the embossing boards as well. So, you know, you can obviously go across those and choose the ones which are relevant to you. Excuse me. We've also got 3 for 2 across all of your pads as well. Card pads, paper pads, and of course those downloadables are there for you as well. Right. Next up, what do we want to do next? Oh, another 12 by 12
yes.
demo.
Shall we do, so we've done our little memory pocket, we have then also done our toolbox, we have done briefly, we've done our pop-up box, we've done this within Wake Up Call. What about now making our own little actual memory book, but really, really simple?
Yeah.
So I've got 2 sheets here because what this is going to give me, Ben, is double the amount.
Okay.
Now what I mean by that is let's take both of these and I'm going to cut. Now you could do what I'm going to do and cut at 6 inches. I want to make it a little bit shallower, so I'm going to cut at 5 inches and then let's do the same again, cut at 5 inches here. Now I've got these little strips I could be using another time. So moving that out the way, let's bring in our ScoreMaster and then I'm going to, I kind of like that kind of flow here. So I'm going to move one out the way. Now I'm going to score at 6 inches.
Yep.
So let's score at 6 inches. I'm then going to score at 5.5 inches. And then I'm also then going to score at 6.5. So that's 5.5 inches, 6 inches, 6.5. And I'm going to repeat that for all 4. So let's go 5.5, 6, and then 6.5. And what you'll see is once I've made this, you'll see how easy it's going to be to adapt the size of this. So you might want it shorter, you might want it taller, that's up to yourself. You might, if you've got A3 cardstock, you might want to make it even longer because we are going to fold this in half. So this was then going to make our page 5 3/4 by 6 inch. So let's score these. So each one 5 3/4, 5.5.
Yeah.
Have I been saying 3/4?
Yes.
It's highly possible. So in case I have, let's just correct myself. It's going to be 5.5 inches, 6 inches, 6.5. So for every single one, 5.5 inches, 6 inches, 6.5.
Right.
Just in case I have been saying the 3/4. So we're then going to fold in the middle. We're then going to fold back and fold back again.
Yeah.
So we're going to be left with that, like a little teeny W in there.
Oh, yeah.
Or a little bird.
Or a bat.
Yeah, could have been doing this with yesterday, wasn't it? National Draw a Bird Day or something,
yeah,
wasn't
look at
it?
that.
Yeah, look at that. Like, yeah, it could be a gull or something.
A gull, yes, swooping down to get your sarnie.
Or your bat dies from Halloween last year.
Bat dies, yes.
Yeah. So we're going to fold all of these exactly the same. So we're just going to fold in half at the 6 inch mark. Then those other ones, we're just going to then fold back on themselves. So each one going in and folding back. So let's go in there and then in there. So we've got exactly the same at the base. So let's go in and quickly do the other two. And for these projects that I've been doing and having a play with and that, you'll find the reason that I was saying that tiny little hole punch, circle punch from our flower layering punches
yes,
has been a godsend, because if you've got little circle punches, hole punches, of course you could use that if you've got something like a crocodile, but when it comes to these, great to be using these. So then what I'm going to do is let's go in with that one. So let's slot it in.
Oh yeah.
Slot it in, slot it in. So what we're then starting to get is our little book together. I'm going to take them apart again because I just wanted to show you that. Then I'm going to take my ruler and let's just go down. Let's go in at 1.5, and then let's come up 1.5. So we're going to do that on each one. And the reason I'm doing it separately is because these are 180 GSM, they won't all fit, Ben, within that hole punch.
Yeah.
So you do need to do this separately. Although if you've got something like a crocodile, that will absolutely fit all layers. Because remember, it's not just 4 layers, technically it's 8 layers because we're doubling up on each other. So that is why it's a little bit too thick for our hole punch. So let's just quickly do that last one. So let's do that again. And you can decide where the holes are. As I say, I'm just doing 1.5. So let's turn this one around, and then we're going to slot it in. So what I'm doing is where I've got my pencil dot, I'm just making sure it's in the circle.
Yeah.
And doing that again. And I'm doing that with each one. So coming in with my little pencil dot, doing it so that I can see through the little punch. And then we're going to go in with our third one here and here. And then last one, let's go into here and then here. So once again, what we can do is we can open that one up. We can open that one up. We can then open that one, open that one, and then we can then let's take some ribbon, and this is just some satin ribbon here, and we can then feed through the holes. So if I then feed that one through here, so let's just pop that in, pull that the other way, and you can add more pages if you want. It was just I'll take 2 12 by 12. And then let's just make sure that it's nice and relatively neat here. Got to take my scissors, and then what we can do is we can then transform what was 2 12 by 12 sheets into an 8-page memory book, which turns into a 16-page when you use double-sided.
That's so cute.
And then there we go. So we can then open it up all the way through. You can do your mats and layers. So there we go. So if I open up, again, if you've done it double-sided, doesn't necessarily have to be double-sided because you can do your pockets in there, you can do your little frame dies in there, you can do your journaling in there. And this is what I meant by if you wanted to do it longer, you can absolutely do that, no problem whatsoever. But then there is a little cute memory book for you to then make and fill and treasure.
Excellent stuff. So many great deals for you across this show. The My Special Papers you guys have been chatting about, very busy for 3 for 2 across all of our paper pads as well. of course, within that, we've got the mega bundle, which is on the show today, and the 3 for 2s as well. You have got the opportunity to use on all of your downloads. Charlotte says, I've ordered 3 of my favourites from the digital download for the papers. Who's been ordering what on those? Let us know in the comments. And as I say, if you would like to know or like to put in kind of your vote for what you'd like to see next, there is a poll on the I'm a Crafter's Companion. I'm just hearing in my ear the favourite in the UK is the Fairy Glade, apparently, most downloaded. And in the US, it's tied, Pets Rule, and the what? Oh, the Daisies collection.
Daisies, yeah.
The Daisies, delightful Daisies.
Because that's got the woodwork strips on the back of those double-sided ones, so if we could have them.
Keep the comments coming through on that. We've also, of course, got these amazing corner punches on the show. 7-piece corner punch collection for you here. That again, you know, if you are constructing these beautiful bags and boxes, you might want to use alongside just to add some beautiful extra detail to your projects. So first up is your hearts, and again with all of these, I mean particularly like the hearts for example, I know they'll be super teeny tiny, but you can keep the kind of waste as it were that you cut out from these to use as little mini embellishments or shakers if you want to be able to do that. That's your first in that set. This one, nice sort of deco feel to it, that fan design, again really cute. Just for adding details to your bags and your boxes and the pages in your memory albums as well, if you wanted to be able to do that. Next one is just your beautiful fleur-de-lis. You've also got in this set the decorative scallop. And then this one here, which is super cute. I think this one is just called a decorative corner. Another one which you might want to use if you are along the lines of sort of memory albums, making cute little books like Craig has just shown you too. This one's going to allow you to be able to punch in those photo corners. So really handy for being able to do that. And then you've also got your rounded 3-in-1 3-way corner punch, which again, you've seen Craig using across the shows today. Just gives a nice sort of real professional finish to your projects with that beautiful rounded design. All 7 of those you're going to get in that bundle for £20 or $25.60. Comments are just coming back through with lots of questions as well. I say lots of questions, few questions. I see you have a water bottle, Craig, says Sandra. How would you make one? How would, well, next to you, how would one make a gift bag for that? The water bottle, yeah.
This?
I think so, yeah. Would that be like how do you go about doing that? Would that be a magic ruler technique, maybe, from your Ultimate Pro?
You would need large cardstock for that, or each panel would have to be individual
and
with
stick them together
with a glue tab.
It'll do that for you tomorrow in the show.
That I can't promise. That I can't promise. But like joking aside, you would probably have to do each section of that box individual. Don't think maybe even A3 wouldn't be enough, because then you'd need to take into account the base. You'd make a separate lid. So I can't tip this because the juice will fall out. So bear with me. So the height, excluding the straw, the height is 11 inches.
That is a lot of juice.
And the width is 4.5. So the height, you'll need 4 strips of cardstock, 11 inches plus about an extra 4.5 to fold in to create the base. And then the width of them would need to be 4.5. Probably add an extra ½ an inch for the glue tab, do that 4 times, and then kind of construct it all individually, then make a separate lid for it. That's probably the only way you'll be able to do it.
Lucky says, what a brilliant show to showcase the use of the printables. Memory books are a huge hit to create with the folks at retirement home, says Hadassah. We do one every month and they love filling these up for themselves, but to also give to their grandchildren. That's really sweet. What a super easy memory book project, Craig, says Nadia. And Ruby says, hey all, I've been lurking. We saw you. Whilst cleaning up my craft room. I love the new digitals now that I've found my printer. And a question from Peggy Brown, who says, now, this isn't a silly question, and the guys do talk about this, and this is irrelevant. relevant, but not irrelevant. Did I say irrelevant? This is relevant. Peggy Brown says, I have accidentally scored my lid and base on the base side. I thought I remembered Craig saying he could show us how to unscore a line. If he did, I missed it. Is that a thing? You can unscore a line, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, let's very quickly, let's take this one. So if I go, let's take this strip here.
Yeah.
Let's go right. We're going to score all the way around, no specific measurements, it's to do the point here. There we go. Ah, yes, oh no.
Oh no.
I was meant to score it on this side.
What is it?
Cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Yeah.
So turn it around so that the score lines are facing upwards, and then gently go in and press back down.
Ha-ha.
Gently press back down. Alternatively, you can just go into that same grid, having, of course, turned it around, and just gently press back down, and then let's go in again. Of course, don't press down, because then you'll still rescore it in the other way.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if we can kind of see. Look at that. Look at that.
Whoa, whoa,
still got the score line there and there. But that's gone.
That's really clever.
That's gone. So yes, you can unscore. Yeah.
So it's a light touch on the reverse. Karen says, it should be up working, but how can I when Craig is on the show? And Jane says, I love the memory book. Would be so cool in the vintage scrapbook. Double-sided would be awesome. We've got about 15 minutes left. So if there's anything else you want to ask now. If there's anything you want to see, ask now, or forever hold your peace. We are going to show you another demo, and Craig is going to show you what to do with one sheet.
One sheet is plenty for this demonstration. Right, let's go in. One sheet. Let's go in with our printable digital download. Plain white cardstock, that's our white cardstock we've got on the website that we use, and that is it printed from our inexpensive printer just outside. So what I am going to do is, when we printed them, we have got that border. I know most printers do give you, is it borderless options as well?
Yeah.
So have a little bit of a play. What I would say though, Ben, if you are just want to print them as they are, A4, don't touch your settings. They're all done for you. It's all sorted. You're only going to adjust the settings if maybe you're doing it onto glossy paper, or maybe you're wanting to change the size of it. That's the only time you're going to go into the settings. If you want them printed out as the way that I've been showing you, they're all scaled perfectly for A4 in size. So you just put the corresponding cardstock in, paper in, and let it print. So what I'm going to do here is let's go, I'm going to cut, actually let's see, I've got enough space. Oh yes I do. So cut 10 inches by 5 inches.
Yep.
So 10 by 5. And then what I might do, if I've got enough, let's do 2.5 by 5. Move that one out the way. I'm then going to come back in with this largest piece. So that one, we've only done it a second ago, and I can't remember. 10 by 5.
Where's that from, did you say? Is that the reverse of a daisy collection?
That one's... Is this one not from the Sara's Nautical collection?
Oh, is it? No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, is it not from Country Garden? Country Lane?
English Country Garden.
Ah.
I just thought it was the daisy because I'm sure the daisy's got a lot of like.
Yes, they do, but they're a little bit more rustic.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, like that distressy sort of
English
look.
Country Garden.
An English Country Garden. So we're going to go up.
Sorry, just before you do this, because this is going to tie in with what you're about to do. Pebbles St Leonard says, how do you stop the stylus, the score tool, jumping out of the shapes and scoring where you don't want? Oh, so this is more to do with the embossing folders. Sorry, no matter how slow I go, the stylus sometimes can't find the shape's groove. That's probably for tomorrow.
I will touch upon it, but tomorrow. But I can touch upon it now. It really is the speed when it comes to the speed of it. The good thing with the embossing boards is even if you go out the lines, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see that groove, that indent on the opposite side. So you don't really need to worry too much unless you actually jump into a specific groove that's at the side of it.
Right.
Other than that, you know, you could scribble all over and then you're not going to see that indent. But it is really about the speed. But what it's also about is, remember, it's absolutely okay to lift your card, look, put it down, lift your card, look. Happens all the time. I do it as well when I use them, so don't worry. But yeah, we'll have a look at these things tomorrow.
Excellent
and
stuff.
craft together. So 10 inches, so let's score at 5 inches.
Yep.
So the halfway point. So let's score. Another one where a black line down our scoreboard is come in handy. What I'm going to do is a little notch at the halfway point, so that's 2.5 and then 2.5. So what I'm going to do is let's go from corner up to 2.5, corner up to 2.5, and I'm going to do it on both sides.
Yeah.
So let's go into here. So where I've got my little notch there, score lightly in a few times, and then I'm going to repeat that once again, and then we're going to go lightly in a few times. Let's do the same in here.
It's a little cheese box.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, a little wedge box, yeah. And do the same there. And then what I'm going to do is, even if we just take the smallest one, show you how cute you can be. So that's 5 inches, so let's do 2.5. If I turn that around, that's 2.5. Oh gosh, what's half of 2.5? So it's 1 part. Oh, I have gone and made it difficult for myself, haven't I? Let's just go 1 and 2/8.
1 and a bit.
Yeah. 1 and 2/8.
1 1/4, isn't it? 2.5. 1 1/4.
Oh my gosh, so it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Craig, how thick can you be when it's so easy? 1 1/4. So halfway point, 1 1/4, and then we're going to create our diddy little wedge box, our little mini me. That's what I am to you, a little mini you, Ben.
You are to me?
I am, yeah.
You're mini.
Mini me.
Stephen Nicole says, we're like Batman and Robin. That's what he's just said. But who would be Batman and who would be Robin, he asks. I know, yeah.
See, I'm thinking that Only Fields and Horses, Batman and Robin.
Yeah. We'd look more like that, I think, wouldn't we? I think because I'm bigger, I'll probably be Batman, I kind of feel.
And I'll be Robin.
Yeah. We should do that one time.
We should. I'm up for that.
Would you dress up as
Batman and Robin? Yeah, we should, eh?
To the Craftmobile.
How funny would that be? Batman and Robin, Only Fools and Horses style.
Yeah, coming out of the smoke.
Yes.
Batman, Craftman. It's so much fun to watch Craig making items, says Charlotte, using the scoreboard. He makes it look so easy, and it is good to save the shows to try his ideas later on. I imagine there will be a lot of people re-watching this later.
I've had so much fun just having a little bit of a play and creating different things. What I'm doing here is between that centre point and the end, I'm just going in at the halfway point, which is, funny enough, 1 1/4, and I'm just doing a pencil, just a pencil dot. So going in at 1 1/4, and then we're going to go 1 1/4. So if I start at this side, see how trusted this becomes. Such a helping hand. Our little circle punch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in there, and then in there, and then let's go in there, and let's go in there. And then if I start to close that one over, we've got our little wedge, which if let's just grab, I've just got ivory to hand, so let's just bring this one in. So I'm going to go in that one, and then we're going to go into the opposite side. Going to come across into the other side.
Cheese box.
cheese box, yeah.
Hadassah says, I call this a one-slice pizza box.
Yeah.
It's quite a small slice of pizza, though, isn't it?
A little bit small. But a little slice of cake.
Nice wee bit of cake.
Nice with a nice little cup of tea.
Hey.
Little cup of tea.
Natty's just said, this is so satisfying to watch. Natty, thank you for your uploads of your pet videos, by the way. Those are going to be all played on Friday Night Live. Thoroughly enjoyed watching all of those.
It's just
the dog climbing the ladder.
That out. And then let's just... I'm going to have to catch back on Friday's show and see. But every now and again, my phone keeps going off from Mum, so didn't quite realise that Mum must have quite a few videos of Clemmy. Although she is a clever dog. She is a very, very...
Well, she brings her own airbrush.
Brings her hairbrush and everything. Pampered pooch, that's for sure. But there we go.
Brilliant.
So this one, Ben, was from our printable downloads. So we've got our little wedge. We've got our cute little, how cute is that Diddy little wedge? But then what you could do, take your 12 by 12, chop it in half. So then what we've got is we've got 12 by 6 inches, score it 6 inches, and then again, just do the triangle, and then there you go. You've got your larger wedge. So you can make 2 of them from one 12 by 12. So from A4, left over from A4, I could still make another one, and then you can do 2 of those from one 12 by 12.
Can I ask, says Amanda, are there any restrictions on the downloadables? I have printer paper that can be ironed onto fabric. Would love to be able to use them onto recyclable fabrics. Well, if it will print off your printer, then it will work, won't it?
Yeah.
If you know it will print on that paper.
The only thing you're going to have to watch for, and although I said it this morning, I stand by, you can still do this, you're going to have to watch one thing, and that is if you print onto something like watercolour cardstock, absolutely you can do it. Keep in mind though, probably your printer ink isn't going to be it will be water-based. So if you were to start spritzing with water and stuff like that, it will probably start to bleed outwards.
Yeah.
But we can still absolutely go into things like your watercolour cardstock. And then, yeah, if you've got any of your fabric adhesive, printable fabric adhesives, absolutely you can do things like that. Just think about, though, the ways of washing them. It might actually bleed because it's your printer ink, but, you know, give it a shot.
I like this style of box, says Hadassah. Satisfying to watch, says Natty. And thank you to Lynn, who says, OMG, Ben and Craig in Batman and Robin costumes. That would be funny. The next question is, would you go for the original Batman TV series or the movies? Original.
Never
Definitely.
seen them.
What was it? It was Burt Ward and Adam West, wasn't it? Only Fools and Horses costumes, wasn't it?
Never seen them.
What?
Batman and Robin.
Oh, well, so the original outfits were the ones that Del Boy and Rodney wore in that episode.
Were they?
So that's what they looked like in the original series. Yeah. Craig and Ben are a crafty version of the Hardy Boys. And I didn't think you mean the Hardy Boys. Do you mean the wrestling Hardy Boys, Emily? Because there was the Hardy Boys who were like the mystery team, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. Or we could be the New Day.
The New Day?
Yeah, not the New Day, because they're
New
bad
Day,
guys.
yeah.
We don't like them now.
The ones that played the trumpets and that.
We want to be the baby-faced New Day. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New. You can tell we're getting to the end of the show there, eh?
Just before I announce the winner of the goodies, which we're going to give away as part of National Unicorn Day, we had some pictures sent in from Rebecca earlier on, I think it was. Was it Rebecca? Rebecca Dancer. Thank you for these. So you've made these cups, but we don't understand how you've done this with the... Have you done this with the printable papers? She's made mugs.
Honestly, the mediums that you can get out there that's printable is phenomenal.
I'll show you another one.
I know, I think it's Cricut do printable materials that you can print onto and then heat set round mugs and stuff like that. That's awesome.
2. 3. And they're just saying in my ear, can you make mugs with the April Fool's papers, please? I mean, you could make those to sell
Of course you
as
could.
well.
Absolutely.
Imagine how much money you'd get with mugs with mine and Craig's face on.
Probably wouldn't get much.
You could call them mugs. Couldn't you, eh?
My mug.
Nug-nugs.
My
Nug-nugs,
mug.
he's not here anymore.
Yeah, Nug-Nugs isn't here.
You could make a nug-nug for mug-mug. No, mug-mug for nug-nug.
My nug-nug mug-mug.
Nug-nug, mug-mug. Right, let's give away this then. So it was National Unicorn Day today. I believe we've got another prize in Beautiful Beginnings as well. We've got a Majestic Unicorn 6x6 pad and the Majestic Unicorn Born to Sparkle stamp and die set. This is going to Helen Stewart. Congratulations, Helen. Those are yours. Message us ctbprizes@crafterscompanion.co.uk and we will get those sent out to you. We're back in an hour. We have got Beautiful Beginnings for an hour, and then half hour at the end of the day with me and you on a crafty catch-up. So, I mean, we'll see what we'll do in that show. Might just actually maybe just recline on the sofa with a cup of coffee. No, I'm on a treadmill. No, I'm not on a treadmill. We haven't got a treadmill. I'm not. We'll do it in the parking lot, did you just say? We're in the car park. We'll maybe recline on the sofa, have a bit of a chit-chat, you and I, but that is all coming up later. And in Beautiful Beginnings, Craig, Zen Garden, isn't it? And the Ultimate Pro.
Oh yeah, the Ultimate Pro's on.
Tonight.
Yeah.
We'll have a look round the Ultimate Pro, maybe just a bit of a in and out, what it does, the kind of things you've got within the Pro. And then Craig will do the demos later on his show that he's doing tomorrow at 1 o'clock UK time. Massive thank you to Craig for a fantastic show. Thank you to you guys as well for watching. And I think we're just about done, aren't we? You done?
I think so, yeah. We've got lots and lots done, of course. You can tell Craig's had a blast when it looks like this. I've made a creative mess. But yeah, always remember all the shows, but it's certainly this one. You can always go back on Crafters TV YouTube and, well, I was about to say memorise the measurements. You don't have to. Write them down and then make till your heart's content.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We're back in an hour. Until then, happy downloading of your paper pads, and we'll see you in an hour's time.
Toodles.